What's up, YouTube? It's your boy C's back with you guys with a new video. And this time I want to talk to you guys about a legendary capoeirista from Brazil. His name was Zumbi. And pretty much like I want to start with the beginning, the middle, and pretty much to the end of Zumbi's life and what have you. And before I get into the video, I want to make sure that you guys, if you could be so kind to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. All right, first of all, what I want to say is Zumbi was born in Una dos Palmares, the state Alagoas, Brazil. Pretty much Palmares, where I found out, they said like the word was actually given to because of the Portuguese pretty much said like it was a lot of palm trees around and what have you. But anyway, back to Zumbi. Zumbi pretty much comes from royalty of African descent. His parents was from the Congo. And pretty much when the colonizers, the Portuguese colonizers came over to the Congo of Africa, they pretty much captured them, enslaved them. And later on, thus Zumbi was born. And he was also a slave himself. Anyway, while he was there in Brazil, he was pretty much one of those different type of I guess slaves. Like he was kind of more resistance, very rebellious against what was the conditions that was going on in Brazil at the time, with the whole oppression and what have you. Very, real bad, negative situations that was going on. And he pretty much was one of those type of kids around the age, well, I can't say a kid, but teenage around the age of 15. He just learned pretty much from the military that, hey, I want to make sure I learn everything I can from the military so they could pretty much be like, learn everything you can just by sight and peeping things out. He was pretty much very smart, very militaristic, very good at combat. Also found out that he was actually one of the OGs in capoeira. It was a very different type of capoeira style back then. Pretty much the Portuguese burnt those documents because they didn't want, Africans or any slaves to learn that. Once again, like I said, it was a lot of oppression going on. So once he gained the knowledge and understanding of how to use guerrilla warfare and learn how to fight, he actually withheld one of the biggest rebellions in Brazil. After he escaped, I think around age 15 or 20, I'm not sure, but anyway, when he left his slave quarters or what have you, because he once he got that knowledge, he was just like, man, fuck it, I don't want to be no slave no more. He started with the cabanos, which is basically slave societies. So from there, he gathered 30,000 slaves, the ones that was free and not free, and pretty much they all escaped and they was living in that society, which they would start learning agriculture, religion, whatever, pretty much a lot of the roots and things that they learned from Africa, pretty much there. And pretty much if anybody, tried to stop him or his people or whatever, he was gonna fight back. The destruction of, not letting one take over one's freedom. So I know he had like a little situation with, give me a second guys, because I want to make sure I let you guys know exactly what happened with this. Let's see. Okay. Okay. In 1694, 15-year-old after Zumbi assumed kingship of the Palmares, the Portuguese colonists under the military commander Domingos Jorge Verho and Bernardo Vieira de Mello launched an assault on the Palmares. They made use of artillery as well as a fierce force of Brazil Indian fighters, which took 42 days to defeat the kingdom. On February 6, 1694, after 67 years of senseless conflict with the Morans, in other words, mean black, Palmares, the Portuguese succeeded in destroying Cica do Macaco, the kingdom's central settlement. Some resistance continued, but on November 20th, 1695, Zumbi was killed and decapitated with his head displayed on a pike to dispel any legends of his immortality. So pretty much Zumbi, was speaking of, he was like immortal, He was the one that, I guess the gods pretty much told, hey, I'm the one that's going to lead you out to the promised land or what have you. And find out, his untimely death or whatever, eventually he died, and just like what I read, So therefore, yeah, Zumbi, he's one of those type of figures that I would have to say that, we need to, especially, black people, need to respect, because this man pretty much was one of those type of, black figures that was just like, man, I'm tired of being a slave. I'm tired of, dealing with all of this oppression and, treating people real bad and what have you. And he just went on and did his own thing. And he got a bunch of people that was actually trying to fight the power to be. That was pretty much the Portuguese. So anyway, I'm gonna also, at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you guys a picture of Zumbi. And also, I wanna also dedicate this video to George Floyd, who was, wrongly murdered. And, my heart goes out to George Floyd and his family. I mean, I just look at that, we really need to start coming together and stop all this fighting, all this senseless violence. I feel that, at the end of the day, even history will teach you that, even when you're fighting the other person or so-called enemy or whatever, really nobody really wins at the end of all of this. So I kind of feel that us as people, we really need to stop all the senseless violence and really start to try to come together. Even way back around the 16th century, and even before that, it's always been, no matter what your color is, it's always been problems with people of different races. And, it's, like I said, I don't think the Creator always want us to be here just for that, for us to hurt and kill one another. You know, he actually made us all different colors for a reason. You know, for us to get along with each other. And yeah, after his picture, I'm gonna also show a picture of George Floyd, and I also need to have a moment of silence for George Floyd. So, like I said, please stop the violence. I'm not gonna say Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna say all lives matter. And I'm just end y'all with that. All right, peace.